Good morning, welcome back to Thrift with Jane on this glorious sunny day, and I won't be too long out here because this is like a glass extension and it's absolutely baking. So today I'm going to take you through what I got at the car boot. Unfortunately this week it was raining and a bit drizzly and I wasn't sure if anyone was going to be there, and they were, but it was so little, there were so few stalls and the weather was so awful that I just didn't record it. But let me just take you through. I still managed to spend £7.70 and I'm going to show you what I got and what I've listed it for. So who remembers these old school sewing patterns? Maybe you had some yourself, maybe your nan had some or your mum had some, and I saw them on the 20p stall and I thought, they've got to be worth a fair bit more than 20p. And I think I picked up about 20 of them, so that was £4, yeah. And then he said, oh, I've got some more around the front, and we counted out 47 altogether, so he let me have them for 10p each, £4.70, which was absolutely brilliant. There were about 12 that I didn't list because the pattern's already been cut, but there was at least about 35 that were brand new inside. Just showing you one here if I can get it out. So it's a style 1060 and you can see there that the pattern hasn't been cut at all, and it's all, although the packet's been opened, it hasn't been cut. And you'll get that style number is 1060. It could be Simplicity, it could be Style, it could be Butterick, the brands are different. And then on the back it says 9 pieces given. And you'll see that it tells you that there's two dresses, 3 tunics and two pairs of trousers. So yeah, it's brilliant. So I was really happy with those, and I've been able to list those between £6.99 and £12.99 each. So haven't sold any yet, but lots of watches, lots of offers going out, and can't wait for my first sale. So that was the vintage side of the car boot today. Then at the same car boot I got these 3 items for £3. So we've got a pair of the Ivy skinny jeans. I'm thinking that they'll probably be listed for about, they're M&S actually, so yeah, probably about £12.99. They're a size 14, so that was a good investment on my pound. There's another pair of trousers, Editions, size 16. Don't look like they've hardly been worn. Again, we'll list for about £12.99, £14.99. I have to do a bit of research on that. And then in the style, organic cotton, size 24, pink dress. And I've told you about how I've niched into these products. In fact, that's still got the little plastic tag on, so I don't think it's even, well, and obviously the label, so it hasn't been worn, and I'll list that probably for £14.99. Again, bit of research needed. So yeah, great buys from the car boot. So let me now take you through some sales in the garage. So first up was this Bakelite Peg Desk Tidy, really large and weighs 300 grams. I saw it in the bottom of the box from the auction that I'd paid, it worked out 10p for everything in the auction, and I got £49.99 for it, plus postage, so I was absolutely over the moon. The auction house said no to it. At first they were going to list it for 100 to 200, then they couldn't find any that had sold anywhere. And so I thought, I'll list it for £49.99. It went within 5 minutes, and I had people messaging me about it as well. So in future, I will list the next one if I get another one for £74.99. It was probably a bit too low, but we learn. And 50 quid on 10p is absolutely brilliant anyway. Next up were these 2 Il Makiage black eyeliners. I put 2 of them in. If you get a subscription with Il Makiage, they send you a full-size product. These were the 2 full-size products. I got £21.98 for both of them plus postage, so I didn't pay for them, so that was brilliant. Carrying on the theme for this metal box of silver-plated metal items that I got from the auction house, so again 40p each I paid for them. This little small metal dish I got £6 for plus postage. This Dartmouth pewter urn vase was 10p I paid for that, and I got £8.99. But I did include free postage with that, and there was some flaking on the pewter, on the actual pewter of it, so that was still good profit. This was also in the little metal box, and this little metal box just keeps on giving and giving. There were 6 rose teaspoons, and I got £9.99 for those. They worked out 40p because I bundled everything into their sets, and they paid for postage on that one, and it went to an area which was quite close to me actually, in Hampshire, so that was really good. I got £34.99 for these Ray-Ban sunglasses. Again, they got refunded and returned because they bought them for a 4-year-old and it was still too small. They've since relisted them and put 1 to 2-year-old, and they've gone out and not been returned this time. So anyway, £34.99 plus postage, and then I refunded in May's takings on that one. And the final 2 items. So this was a Lion VTech toy that I paid £1 for at the car boot. Been on my store for over a year, and I got £7.49, but I did have to pay £2.69 postage on that one, so not too much profit. And these 2 gold urns, which were, the gold spray had actually come off quite a fair bit on them. They were Dartmouth ones again, and I got £9.99, and I paid for the £3.39 postage, so not too much profit on that one. But that's all for this week. Have you been able to get out to the car boot despite the grimy weather this week? If you have, please do let me know what you got, what bargains you've found. Do share and like the video, and more importantly, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.